Alright, hey y'all, how's it going? So I got a great song for you today. We're going to do The Dance by Garth Brooks. I've always loved this song, probably one of the best songs ever written, and now I'm going to sit here and destroy it and desecrate it by doing this little arrangement of it. I don't know, this kind of just came out of nowhere, it kind of got stuck in my head. We're going to do this kind of Motown type of thing and just kind of do this little groove underneath, kind of make a loop, and the chords are just G, C, D, and B minor. That's all we're going to be doing. So you can take this, you can play it however you want. I'm staying pretty true on the piano parts with the intro, and then the outro is like 75-80% of what's going on, and then when it trails off towards the end and starts going into those higher octaves and stuff, I just kind of make up some stuff that I thought sounded good. So we'll go over all that, and then we'll go over all the vocal melody. We're just going to be using 6 for the whole vocal melody. There's a lot of sliding around, and it's just a lot of fun to play. It's great practice, that's why we're doing this. But let's just go ahead and get into the intro. Alright, so for the piano intro, I wanted to find a way to stay true to the recording and make it sound good on the guitar, make it sound big and full. So we're going to go... Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep the open E ringing out the entire time. We're going to outline like an E sus2 to an E minor chord, and then find some of the other piano melodies around that. We'll do some hyper picking on some of the piano parts. You can pick this however you want. You know, they finger pick it on the record, but we're not worrying about what's on the recording. But you can play it hyper picking, you can just use your pick, you can just use fingers, however you want to play it. So keep the open E. We're going to bar all the 7th fret from A down. And then we're going to have 7th fret or 9th fret on D and G. Now I'm just going to strum down the low E open and 7th fret on the A string. And then I'll start picking 9 on D and G. And then I'll pluck 7 on the B string. So you're outlining like E sus2, right? Then I'll put my middle finger down the 8th fret on the B string, make it an E minor chord. Okay, then we're going to take our fingers off of 9 on D and G, and we're just going to strum 9 and 10 on G and D. Then take your pinky off, go 9 and 8, G and B, so you'll have... Or is it? I already forgot it. Okay, yeah, so after we go from 9, D and G, after you're at 9, 10, G and B, we're just going to go 8th fret on the B string while still barring A down on 7, right? So you'll have... So you're just picking the G and B while letting that open E still ring out. So after you have 7, 8, G and B, you're just going to be hitting G and B on 7th fret with that bar, right? So you'll have... Now we're going to switch to C major, but when we do that, we're going to let that open E ring out, okay? Because I wanted this to sound big and full, and it's kind of hard to catch the bass. It just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The bottom kind of falls out, the low end kind of falls out, and it didn't sound very good. So I was like, well, if I just keep the low E ringing, that's the major third of C, so it's still going to sound good, right? So keep that low E ringing. Okay, and as that E's still ringing, we're just going to play the C major triad, 10 on D, 9 on G, 8 on B, just arpeggiate it. Then put your pinky down on 10 on the B string. Then we're going to slide up 9, 10 to 11, 12 on G and B. Actually, we're going to slide back, sorry. So we'll have, and we're just going to walk up and hit 11, 12. I don't slide into it, I think I just pick it. Okay, and then from 12 and 11 on G and B, I'm just going to let off the B string and just slide down from 11 to 9 on the G string, right? So you'd have, okay, and after you slide back, where are we going? After you slide back into 9 on G, then we'll just strum down the full C chord, and then we'll put C in the bass, and we'll stop that low E ringing out. So you'll have 8 on the low E, then 10, 9, 8, D, G, and B. Just kind of give it a little vibrato, right? So. Okay, and after from C, we're just going to kind of outline, this is kind of like a, what do you call it? We got D, G, D and G, right? So we're kind of just outlining G major, right? So we're going to bar the 7th fret on G, B, and E. And we're going to pick just G. Then pick, after you pick G on 7, pick 8 on the B string. Then take your pinky, bar the 10th fret B and E together, and then pick the B string on 10. And then pick the high E on the 10th fret. Then pick B on 10. Okay, then we're going to go, we're just going to hold down 7 and 8 on G and B. Hyper pick those, pick and finger G and B. And then put your pinky down on 10 on B, so you'll have 7, 10 G and B. And then back to 7, 8 G and B. Alright, so that'll be your whole intro, real slow. Alright, I like to hybrid pick that. You can use a pick. I don't think it sounds as good picked. I think it sounds better hybrid picked, or if you're using your fingers. The hardest part is just getting them even, especially if you have like nails that are mismatched, just trying to hit both of the notes at the same attack, right? Alright, and then from there, we go into the G major thing. Now, I don't play this like the recording. He finger picks it and does whatever. I'm just trying to get the vibe across. I'm going by memory. You know, when I do these songs, I just go by memory. I think you come up with more creative things and kind of do it your own way when you go by memory. I've heard this song like since I was like 8 years old, so I've heard the song thousands of times. So anyway, so it's not exact, but you can finger pick it, get as exact as you want. This is just what I heard in my head. So I'm just going to form this G here, right? But I'm going to leave out, you know, putting the B in. So I'm just going to have my ring finger and my pinky finger on the 3rd fret on the low E and the high E. And I'm just going to pick E, D, G to B. And then after that, pick the high E. Then I'm just going to put down my middle and index finger on the 2nd fret D string and 1st fret on the B string while hitting the open G also, right? And we're just going to repeat that like 3 or 4 times, whatever it is, right? So we do that that twice, and the third time we'll do the slide. So the third time we'll just do the straight picking from E, D, G to B. So we'll have, then we'll slide 2 and 1 up to 3 and 4. Just have 2 on D, 1 on B with the open G. Slide it up to 3 and 4 with the open G also. Then I like to hammer on, just hit the open D, G, and B. And then, well, don't do that. And then just hammer on to 2 on D and 1 on B. And then you can just play like a full G major, 3-2, open, open, 1, right? So that'll be that little ending tagline. Alright, so that's the whole piano intro and then the little guitar intro that we can do. And then we get into the vocal melody for the verse. So let's go ahead and get into the verse part. Alright, so before we get into the vocal melody part, let's talk about the chords underneath. It's just going to be G, C, D, and B minor. B minor is introduced in the chorus, so it's mainly just G, C, and D for the most part. But I wanted to stay true to the piano stuff because it's such cool piano lines, right? But I wanted to have some fun with the verse, and I wanted to make it more like a mid-tempo type of song with a backbeat. And I originally heard this for whatever reason. I had Bad Fish by Sublime in my head, but with the lyrics to the dance, right? So I originally came up with this as a reggae song, and I had it that way for a while, and I was kind of set in my way with that. And then after recording it, I was like, man, I don't know, it's kind of too much. But I was originally going to, I was doing all that kind of stuff, right? And it sounded cool with the vocal melody and the sixth thing over it. It sounded kind of like think like Jimmy Cliff doing This Magic Moment in the movie Cocktail, right? That's kind of that kind of vibe. And but anyway, so then I was like, well, I still want that beat cracking on the end of 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I was like, what can I do? So then I went like a. I was like, nah, I didn't really like that, the way that sounded. So I was like, well, how can I just keep the rhythm going with my hand and keep a beat going? So then I just kind of did the most cliche kind of Motown thing, stab a chord, do some muted hits in between, and do a little first inversion major pentatonic lick, right? So then I started going and I started doing that stuff. I was like, okay, that'll groove. That sounds like more like a Temptations, Otis Redding type of thing, if you can hear them singing this song. So I settled on that, and I kind of liked it. So that's what's going on underneath. I really don't think anybody's going to want that. I think they're probably going to want the piano parts and the vocal melody if you're going to use anything. But that's all I'm doing is just hitting a chord. Playing the bar chord and sliding into a first inversion and just keeping the and of 1 and the and of 2, basically the and of every beat with my right hand, right? And so if you want to mess with that, you can just kind of go back, play through it. I don't want to break it down because this is going to be a long lesson already, but those are just the chords underneath. You can strum them, you can finger pick, you can play it just like the recording if you want, however you want to do it, right? So those are the chords, and let's go ahead and get into the vocal melody. Alright, so for the vocal melody part, for me, this is actually the trickiest part, because the key to getting this, to get it to sit in the pocket, in between everything, you got to kind of lay back, and he kind of sings like behind the beat a little bit, right? So you kind of want to play behind the beat some. It's difficult to do, right? It's harder than it seems, because if you play right on top of the beat, it's going to sound like you're rushing. And I rush a little bit anyway, right? So that's the hardest part. So I'm gonna try to teach this. If I have time, I'll try to put up tab, but if I fumble through this, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to sit here and break this down slow because you really don't think about it that way. It all kind of becomes muscle memory playing at tempo. But if I kind of screw something up here and there, I'll just make a hard cut and edit it out and move forward, right? So we start out, we get into the intro part, we go straight out of that G major thing. And then we go looking back. So we're just going to slide in. All these will be hybrid pick G and E, right? So we'll have 4 on G, 3 on E. Then we're going to slide in 5 to 7 on G and E. Then we're going to slide back 9 to 7 on G and E. Alright, so that'll be your opening line, looking back. Okay, then we have on the memory of. And I do a lot of sliding in, a lot of sliding back, just anything to make it sing and have a vocal singing type of quality to it, right? So on the memory of, I'll just slide in 4 to 3 on D and B, and then I'll have 5 on D and B, then I'll go 7 and 6 dB, back to 5, then I'm going to slide from 3 on D and B back to 5 and just kind of give it some vibrato. So okay, then the dance we shared, we're going to go up to a 9 and 8 D and B, kind of pick these, pick it, mute it, pick it, mute it. Then we'll go 7 on DB, and then slide in 5 to 7. Vibrato to taste, right? However much you want to wiggle it around, and however you feel it, right? And then beneath the stars above, I'm going to slide in. We're going to play the 6th on the A and G string, and I'm going to slide into 3 on A and pick it, and then pick D on 2, or G on 2, sorry. Then go 5, 4, A and G, then 7, 5, then back to 5, 4, and then just slide in from your 2, 3, A and G to 5, 4, A and G. Alright, so far. Okay, and then the 4 moment. We're going to go 4 and 3, G and E. All these will be on G and E, right? So I don't keep saying it over and over. Then we'll go 5. Then we'll go 9, 8 on GE. Then I'm going to pick 5 on G and E, slide into 7, and slide back to 5. And then All the World Was Right. We'll go back to 4 and 3, D and B, slide into it. Then 5. Then 7, 6, D and B. Back to 5. And then slide into 3, 5, right? So, so far. Okay, then we go, how could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? Alright, so for me to remember this, I'm going to have to play through it from the beginning every time almost. So after we do that, where am I? I already lost my train of thought there. So like I said, man, I'm going to have to play most of this from the beginning or I'm going to keep forgetting it. So. Okay, so the how could I have known? I don't know if we went over that already. 9/8 G and B. I'll slide into it, I'll pick it, and then pick 8 on B separate, then plug it together, then go 7 on D and B, and then slide in from 5 to 7 on DB. Okay, that you'd ever say goodbye. We'll slide into 10 on D and B, pick it, then hit them together. Then go 9 and 8 DB, then 5 to D and B. Then after you go 5 on D and B, we're going to slide in 5 to 7 on G and E, and then go back to 5, give it some vibrato, slide it into 7. Alright, so I'll just go from the top again, right? So looking back. Okay, and now I'm glad I didn't know. Okay, so from here, the end now, we'll hit 5 on G and E, slide it into 7, then hit 9 and 8 G and E, give us some vibrato. Then we'll walk down right out of your G major 6 pattern, right? We're going to slide into 12 on G, pick it, and then hit 12 on E and pick it. Then go 11, 10 G and E, hit them together. Take the same shape 2 frets down to 9 and 8. Then 7 on G and E. Then wiggle some 5 on G and E. And slide it into 7, okay? Then the way it all would end, I'm going to slide into 5 on G, then pick E separate, G and E separate. Then I'm going to pick G again separate on 5. Then I'm going to slide in together, hit them together. Slide into 7 on G and E. Then go 9, 8. Then we're going to hit 7 on G and E, pick it. Slide back to 5 and back to 7, right? We're trying to make it sing. So that's that. Okay, and the way it all would go. So we'll have 7 on G and E. I'm going to pick it separate. Then hit 5 on G and E together. Then 4 and 3. Back to 5 G and E. Then I'm going to slide in D and B 3 to 5. Then slide back from 7 D and B to 5. Then I'm going to have 4 and 3 D and B. Give it some vibrato. Then I'm just going to hammer on my ring finger onto 5 on B without picking it. Okay, so that'll be the first line of the chorus there, right? Okay, our lives are better left to chance. We just repeat the same thing we just did, right? Okay, and then we get here, but I had to miss the pain. Okay, we just walk down 7. Same thing we already played, right? We just kind of phrase it a little different. Pick it individually on G and E. And go 5 G and E to 4, 3. Then go 7 on D and B. And then slide in 3 to 5 on D and B. Give some vibrato. Slide into 7. Pick 7 again. Slide back to 5 and back to 7. So that whole little chorus part. Okay, then I pause after we go 5 to 7 back and forth, and then we do dance, right? Now let's kind of play this octave thing where I'll have a 5 on D, 3 on the high E string, pluck those together, and then I'll put my thumb on the low E on G, right? So that'll be the whole vocal pattern, right? So you have all the 6 that you need to play it. You have the melody. You need to, for the second verse, the phrasing will change slightly in different places. So just change the phrasing, but all the notes will still be the same. You'll just have to kind of, like, you know, phrase it differently to match it. So that's the whole thing, right? So let's just go ahead and play through the whole deal really slow, right? From beginning, we'll go. Okay, and then from here we'll get into the piano outro, so let's go ahead and get into the piano part. Alright, so for the piano outro, I think this is the coolest part of the song. It's so haunting. I love how they switch to the relative minor for the intro and for the outro. This is like 80% on, and then I gotta kind of hop off and do my own thing towards the ending, just because the piano starts getting kind of gnarly. They start going up into a higher octave register that the guitar can't get. So I found the notes mostly in a lower register on the guitar. Some of them sounded really good, some of them didn't work so well, so I kind of made up my own little thing towards the end, still following the chord progression. But for the most part, it's going to be on, and then I'll let you know when we kind of hop off what the record's doing and do our own little thing here. So after we do that G major at the end, Alright, so it's such a pretty part, right? So I originally found this by barring it, but the problem with barring it and trying to play that part is that you can't let the open strings ring out, so you won't have a bass note and the whole bottom will fall out. And when you're playing solo like this, it helps to have bass notes in there to make everything sound big and full, right? So if you tried to go like it would work on E, but as soon as you go to C, the whole thing kind of falls apart. You have to go like, what is it? It gets all funky and you lose everything, and then you got to worry about lifting up too hard and pulling a note off you didn't intend to. So some of this will be a little awkward to play, but it's not too bad at all, right? So we start with this E minor. I'm gonna hit the low E and then basically form your A minor shape with this E minor triad here. We'll have 7 on D and G and 8 on B. Hit the open E, then pick D, G, B back to G, and put your pinky down on 10 on the B string. Then put your index finger, keep that 10 on B held down, let all these ring together in unison, right? It sounds better that way. And then hit 7 kind of a stretch, but hit 7 with your index finger on the high E string. Let all those bleed together. Okay, then we're going to go to C, right? So we're going to put our thumb in the bass on the 8th fret. So after you put your thumb in the bass on 8, we're going to hit 8 on B with our middle finger, then 7 on G with your index finger. Let the low E ring out the whole time, right? Put your ring finger down on 9 on G, let the E and B ring. Then put your pinky down on 10 on the B string. Okay, then take your pinky off of 10 on B, and then we're going to go to 7 on E. And after you hit 7 on E, hit 8 on the B string. Okay, so you'd have... Okay, then we're going to go... Similar to what we did in the intro, right? But we just played a little differently. We're going to bar G, B, and E on 7. Pick G. Wait, did I have that? No. Bar G, B, and E on 7. Have 8 on the B string. Pick G to B, 7 to 8. Then bar 10 on B and E with your pinky. Pick B to E. Then hit 10 on B again. Then go back, lift everything off, and just hit B on 7. Okay, so... Then we're going to walk up, we're going to go 9 and 8, G and B. I'm just going to slide in to 11 and 10 on G and B. And after that, we'll hit the low E, right? So it's pretty much what's going on there at that outro part, right? Okay, then we get into this fun little part, right? So this is a cool thing. Even if you don't take anything away, you can use this as a cool little like E minor lick in your playing. So after we walk up to 11-10 G and B, hit the open E. We're gonna go 16 on G, 17 on B. We're gonna go hit 16 on G twice, then hit 17 on B. We're going to slide down 2 frets from 16 to 14 on G, and pick 15 on B. And keep that low E ringing out, and then from 14, we're going to slide down to 12 and hit 12 on G, and then 12 on B. Okay, keep that low E ringing. Then we're going to go... Now we're going to go 14 on D, roll your ring finger over, hit 14 on G, back to 14 on D, to 12 on G, back to 14 on D. Then we're going to hit the low E, and we're going to hit 16 on D, put all 3 fingers down, 14, 15, 16, and bend down like a whole step. Bring it back up, kind of whatever that little steel guitar or slide, whatever the hell that is, right? Okay, so that little part, now we're going to walk down, we're going to hybrid pick all this. We're going to go 12 on G and B to 14 on D, back to 12 on G and B. Then we're going to walk down 11, 10 G and B to 9 and 8 G and B. Give a little pause. Then we'll just do do kind of like an up rake, kind of slow strum of a C major triad here. We'll just have a 8, 9, 10, B, G, and D. Mute out the A and have 8 on the low E. Okay. Okay, then we're going to walk in. Okay, I forget what chords these are. I'll put them up here on the screen. I was finger picking this. I just thought it sounded a little more gritty picking it. You can pick it or hybrid pick it however you want. So we're going to go 10 on D and have G and B on 12. I'm going to slide into it, strum it 3 times. Then we're going to basically a D7. Then I have 10, 11, 10 on D, G, and B. Then C major, 10, 9, 8, D, G, and B. Then we do this little D sus thing. We'll have 7 on D and G and 5 on B. And then back to D major. And give it some vibrato. So you have 10 with your thumb, mute out the A, 12 on D, 11 G, 10 on B for your D major. Give it some vibrato. Alright, so. Okay, now here's where everything sort of, I mix for a few bars and then I start doing my own thing, right? So we do this little walk down. After this part, it's exact up to this point. As soon as we go, the piano does this. So I'm just trying to kind of mimic, use my ears and use the guitar and just kind of add in some fills and everything that sounds cool, right? So now we do this little piano walk down line. So we're going to slide in after you're holding this D major vibrato. I'm going to slide into 12 on D, use your ring finger, roll it over, then get G on 12, then get 10 on B, and then we're going to go to 15 on the B with our pinky, go 15 B to 12 on G, then we're going to go 12 on B to 11 on G. We're just going to walk this pattern down twice. We'll go 12, 11 to 10 and 9. Then we'll go 8, 7, B to G. And after you go 8, 7, B to G, slide into 9, give it some vibrato, and hit the low E with it, right? So that'll be that. Okay, then I'm trying to mimic some of the piano thing, but just kind of do it in some kind of Hendrixy type of way. Right, so cool little fill here, just a little E minor thing. I'm going to hybrid pick the first part, you can just pick it if you want. So after we get into that little so I'm going to hit G and B together and pull off a 14 to 12. Just a quick flick. Then bar D and G on 12. Pick it all. And then hit 14 on D with 12 on G. And then go up. We just walk this pattern up each string set, right? And then after D, G to 14 on D. We'll have A and D to 14 on A. Then we'll go down, we're going to bar the 9th fret on A and D. We're going to hammer off of 10 on the A string to 9. Kind of working out of this E minor, right? So after you bar A and D on 9, hammer on, pull off 10. Slide in 10 to 12 on the low E. Then I'll just give it a harmonic. Okay, so after that, okay, and then kind of let that hang out for a few beats. Then we're gonna go. You kind of hear this in there. I don't know, some slide guitar comes in. I'm just trying to play like 3 or 4 different parts at once and just make it sound kind of good on the guitar solo. So just kind of rake down to 10 on B, slide into 12 on B, give it some heavy vibrato, and then hit the low E open. Okay, this is where I start doing my own little things here. So then we're going to go 14, 15, G and B. I'm going to hybrid pick this. I'm going to slide into 16, 17. I'm going to hit it twice. Then slide back to 14, 15. Then pop G and B on 12. Then we're going to have 10 on D, 12 on G and B. And when you get here, mute out the low E string, right? So mute the E and then play 10, 12, 12, D, G, and B. Then we're going to play that little D7 there. This isn't a D7, I don't know, it's something else in this context, but I'm just going to call it that for now. Then I'm going to have that 10, 11, 10, D, G, and B. I'm going to put my thumb in the bass for C on the 8th fret. Okay, so you have... walk it down. I'm going to pick all this. Okay, so where were we? So after you do that, and you have that C in the bass, we're going to do that 10, 12, 12, D, G, and B. Slide into it. Hit it 3 times. Then go 10, 11, 10, D, G, and B. Then go to C major, 10, 9, 8, D, G, and B. Then I'm going to go D major, 12, 11, 10. I'm going to slide down. And then go into that D sus thing, right? 7 on D and G, 5 on B. Then I'm just going to play a first inversion D major with F sharp in the bass, have 9 on A, bar D, G, and B on 7. Make sure you hit that like F sharp in the B, it makes it sound better, right? Okay, so that little part we have. Okay, and just trying to have a dismount to get out of it. Just do all these double stops, right? And so we'll have I'm gonna hit D on 14, bar G and B on 12, hammer on to 14, hit 14 and 12, G and B together. Do it like 3 times. Then I'm gonna have 11, 10, G and B. Hammer on to 12, hit 12 and 10 G and B together. Then have 9, 8 G and B, hammer on to 11. Okay. Then we're going to hammer on to an E minor triad. I'm going to bar D, G, and B on 7. And then I'm going to hammer on, just using that minor, A minor shape kind of triad of 9 on D and G and 8 on B. Use your ring, pinky, and middle finger, right? And then hit the open E string, all right? So real slow. Okay, then I'll do this little pull off. you can just have 7 on D and G, 9 on D and G, 7 on B, and just hammer on and pull off 7 to 8 with your middle finger. Right, and then from there I do that little, whatever, that bend I hear, that little haunting thing. I'll just have the low E with my thumb. I'll have 7 on the B string, hit the high E with it. You just gotta bend it up really slow, like a half step, and back down. And then just give it some vibrato. Alright, so that's that little part there. So we'll go fingernail at the moment. Shouldn't matter. But anyway, yeah, that's that little ending, the pull off, and then the bend. You could do one or the other if you don't want to do both. You could do harmonics, whatever you want to do, right? So that's the whole outro, right? It's a lot of fun to play. Like I said, it's like 80% correct, and then I kind of had to hop off and do my own thing because the piano octave gets real high. And then you have the outro, it just kind of fades out, so you can't really hear what's going on anymore. But that's the whole tune, right? So it's a great song. I love this song. I always thought it was a song about death. I guess it kind of has a double meaning. You know, it's about like a breakup kind of gone wrong that you never thought would happen. It could also be about, I remember seeing the music video as a kid. It had like Lane Frost, the bull rider, in there, and like Martin Luther King and all these people that kind of sacrificed their life for something they believed in. And anyway, man, I can't find the video anymore, but if you can find it, it's cool. But yeah, man, I love this song. I want to do something fun with it. I hope it's not too like sacrilegious to kind of mess with it the way I did. But it's a lot of fun. Like I said, we're doing this for practice, right? It's a great way to practice your 6 intervals, slide them around, work on your vibrato, just working on your finger picking, your hybrid picking, working on the melodies and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun to do. So kind of take what you need from it, apply it to your own playing, apply it to your own version, especially if you're playing this live. If it's just like you and another acoustic guitar player, now you can play the piano parts on acoustic and it's still going to sound good, right? So that's everything. Just practice slow, have fun. I'll see you next time.